Welcome to Daily English Room. Today's topic is food. What's your favorite food?
As a chef, it's hard to choose, but my heart always goes back to my mother's feijoada. The way she slow cooks the beans with different cuts of pork, the perfect rice on the side, and fresh oranges to cut through the richness, it's unbeatable.
Have you always liked the same food?
Growing up, I was quite picky about vegetables. Now as a chef, I love experimenting with all kinds of produce. I've learned to appreciate bitter flavors that I used to hate, like gilo, scarlet eggplant, which is now one of my favorite ingredients.
Is there any food you dislike?
As a chef, I try to appreciate everything, but I really don't enjoy processed cheese spreads. They're becoming popular here, but I prefer our traditional fresh cheeses. I also don't like artificial fruit flavors in desserts.
What do you think of fast food?
As a chef, I understand the appeal of fast food. It's convenient and consistent. But in Brazil, we have great local alternatives like per kilo restaurants where you can get quick, fresh meals. I wish people would choose these options more often.
Do you prefer spicy food? Why or why not?
I love spicy food. In Brazilian cuisine, we use malagueta peppers a lot. As a chef, I appreciate how different types of chilies can add various flavors, not just heat. But I always tell people that spiciness shouldn't overpower the main ingredients.
What's your go-to recipe when cooking for friends?
My signature dish is moqueca, a Brazilian fish stew with coconut milk and dend oil. It's a crowd pleaser because it's both impressive and comforting. I make it with local fish and serve it with rice and farofa. The colors alone make people excited.
How do you like to celebrate special occasions with food?
On birthdays, I love preparing a traditional feijoada feast. It takes all day to cook, but that's part of the celebration. Friends arrive early, we drink caipirinha, and everyone helps in the kitchen. It's about the whole experience, not just the meal.
What's your favorite comfort food when you're feeling tired or stressed?
As a chef, I'm around food all day, but when I'm stressed, I always go back to feijoada. It's our Brazilian black bean stew with pork. The smell of it cooking reminds me of Sunday afternoons at my grandmother's house. It takes time to cook, but that's part of the comfort.
Do you enjoy cooking? What's the easiest dish you can make?
Of course, as a chef, cooking is my passion. But the easiest dish I make at home is pão de queijo, Brazilian cheese bread. Just mix tapioca flour, eggs, milk, oil, and cheese, then bake. It's simple but delicious, and reminds me of my childhood.
What's a popular food trend in your country right now?
In Salvador, acai bowls are extremely popular right now. People are getting creative with toppings, mixing traditional Brazilian fruits with things like granola and honey. It's healthy and perfect for our hot weather.
Have you ever tried food from another country that surprised you? What was it?
I tried Korean kimchi for the first time last month, and wow, it was a surprise. The fermented taste was so different from Brazilian flavors. At first, I wasn't sure about it, but now I'm adding it to everything. It's amazing how it adds depth to simple dishes.
When you go to a restaurant, what type of food do you usually order?
Being a chef, I'm always curious about how other restaurants prepare their signature dishes. I typically order whatever the restaurant is famous for, even if it's something I've never tried before. But I avoid ordering Brazilian food, I'm too critical.
What's a traditional celebration food from your culture?
During Carnival, we make lots of brigadeiros. They're like chocolate truffles made with condensed milk and cocoa powder. They're present at every celebration, but during Carnival, we make them extra special by adding different toppings and decorations.
How has your taste in food changed over the years?
Being a chef has completely changed my palate. I used to only eat very simple dishes, but now I love trying unusual flavor combinations. I've learned to appreciate bitter and sour tastes that I didn't like before. Even simple ingredients like olive oil, now I can taste the differences.
What's your favorite snack to eat while working or studying?
In the kitchen, I snack on fresh fruit a lot, especially passion fruit and mango. We have amazing tropical fruits in Brazil. I also love pão de queijo, cheese bread. I always make extra in the morning so I can snack on them throughout my shift.
If you could only eat 3 dishes for the rest of your life, what would they be?
As a chef, this is tough. But I'd choose feijoada because it's hearty and complete. Then moqueca, our fish stew, because I could eat it every day. And acai bowls for something fresh and energizing.
What's the most difficult dish you've ever tried to cook?
Even as a professional chef, making the perfect brigadeiro cake was challenging. Getting the chocolate layers perfectly moist while keeping the filling at the right consistency took many attempts. My first few tries were either too dry or too soggy.
How do you like to start your day? What's your typical breakfast?
I start with strong coffee and pão de queijo fresh from the oven at the restaurant. Sometimes I'll have tapioca pancakes filled with cheese and ham. On my days off, I love having acai bowls topped with granola and fresh fruit.
What food do you miss most when you travel?
I miss our Brazilian coffee the most. The strength and aroma are different elsewhere. I also really miss fresh pão de queijo straight from the oven, and the amazing variety of tropical fruits we have here, especially fresh passion fruit.
What's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert is mango pomelo sago soup. It's a cold, sweet soup with fresh mango, pomelo pulp, and tiny sago pearls in coconut milk. I love it because it's refreshing and not too sweet. It reminds me of summer evenings in Hong Kong with my family.
What food traditions do you have in your family?
In my family, Sunday lunch is sacred. We always have feijoada, and everyone brings something to share. Even now as a chef, I still follow my mother's exact recipe. During Christmas, the whole family gathers to make rabanada, Brazilian French toast.
What's a popular street food in your city?
Here in Salvador, acarajé is the queen of street food. It's a black-eyed pea fritter filled with shrimp, vatapa, and spicy sauce. The baianas, vendors, wear traditional white dresses while frying them. The smell attracts people from blocks away.
How do you usually plan your meals for the week?
Since I work at a restaurant, my meal planning is a bit different. I usually eat one meal at work and plan simple, light dishes for my days off. I like to buy fresh ingredients from the market near my house and cook based on what's in season.
What's your opinion about food delivery apps? Do you use them often?
As a chef, I have mixed feelings about delivery apps. They're convenient, but sometimes the food quality suffers during transport. I occasionally use them on my day off, especially for acai bowls or when I'm craving something different from restaurant food.
What's a common food myth or superstition in your culture?
There's a saying that if you eat the ends of bread, you'll become a good kisser. Also, many people believe eating mango with milk is dangerous, though as a chef, I know there's no scientific basis for this. It's just something everyone grows up hearing.
How has the pandemic changed your eating habits?
It completely changed how I think about food service. I started doing online cooking classes and learned about food packaging. Even now, I keep some pandemic habits like weekly meal prep and buying more local ingredients to support small producers.
What's your favorite kitchen tool or appliance?
As a chef, I love my set of professional knives, but at home, my favorite is the wooden spoon my grandmother gave me. She used it for years to make feijoada, and now I use it. There's something special about cooking with a tool that has history.
What's the most interesting thing you've learned about food recently?
Recently, I've been studying the science behind fermentation. I started making my own kombucha and learned how different teas create different flavors. It's amazing how this ancient process is becoming popular in modern Brazilian cuisine.
Do you think diet is important? Why?
As a chef, I'm very aware of how diet impacts overall health. I've seen how changing my eating habits improved my stamina in the kitchen. It's not just about what you eat, but when you eat, regular meal times are crucial in our demanding profession.
What is a balanced diet in your opinion?
As a chef, I believe balance comes from variety. A good diet should include fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and proteins. In Brazil, we typically have rice, beans, some meat, and vegetables as a base, then add variety through different preparations.
What is the typical diet of people in your country?
The Brazilian diet typically includes rice and beans daily, with some kind of meat and salad. We eat a lot of tropical fruits and fresh juices. In Salvador, we use more seafood and coconut milk in our cooking. Weekend feijoada is a national tradition.
Do many people eat in restaurants in your country?
In Brazil, especially in cities like Salvador, many people eat lunch at restaurants because of long work hours. We have affordable, per kilo, restaurants where you pay by weight. Families often eat out on weekends, especially for pizza or churrasco.
Why do some people enjoy eating out?
From a chef's perspective, people enjoy restaurants for the experience and ambiance. It's also about trying new flavors and techniques. Some dishes require special equipment or skills that most home cooks don't have. Plus, it's a great way to celebrate.
What's the difference between restaurant food and home-cooked food?
As a chef, I know restaurants use more butter and salt than home cooks. We also have access to specialized equipment and ingredients. But home cooking has something special: family recipes passed down generations, and flavors adjusted to personal taste.
What food trends do you think are overrated?
As a chef, I think molecular gastronomy is often overrated. Yes, it's creative, but sometimes it feels like science experiments rather than food. I prefer focusing on quality ingredients and proper cooking techniques rather than fancy presentations.
How do you feel about food waste?
In my restaurant, we try to use every part of ingredients. For example, vegetable scraps go into stocks, and overripe fruits become desserts. At home, I freeze leftovers and plan meals to minimize waste. It's both environmentally and professionally responsible.
How has social media influenced your food choices?
As a chef, I use social media to stay updated on global food trends. It's also great for connecting with other chefs and sharing techniques. Though sometimes the pressure to make everything Instagram-worthy can take away from the food's authenticity.
That's all for today's daily English room conversation practice. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, like, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. See you next time.